Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of Saturdays on Loner Lane. As always, I have Tyler to my right and Cody to my left, and tonight what we're going to do is give you a real quick reaction on the college football selection committee on their rankings tonight here on Tuesday night. Now, there are some question marks for me. I don't know about these guys, but I'm going to give you my question marks, and we'll see what they have to say about it. Real quick, let's just kind of let's go 12 and let's go 12 and in, right? So we have at number 12 BYU. BYU just lost to Texas Tech this weekend. They dropped. They were at number 6 or 7 last week.
7. I think.
7. It tells me right
5.
here they dropped 5. So they were at number 7 last week, dropped all the way to 5 this week. Dropped all the way to 12th this week. And then you have Oklahoma, who gained 1 spot. They were number 12, but now at 11. Now, if you look at the projected college football playoff, that would put both Oklahoma and BYU out because there is not an ACC team in the top 12. And according to the rules, all conference championships will put their winner in the college football playoffs. And then it also drops Oklahoma out because you have a Power 5 team, which right now they're projecting South Florida. You still have Navy that's sitting out there who could possibly jump in on that. So there's a lot of question marks on that. So 10 through 5, you have Texas. They have to play Georgia this weekend. They also have Texas Tech at the end of the year. You have Notre Dame, which I think is complete. Anyways, we'll get to that here in a second. Notre Dame is at number 9. At number 8, you have Oregon. At number 7 is Mississippi State, or Ole Miss, I'm sorry. And then at number 6, you have Texas Tech with a big win over BYU. Georgia is still at number 5. The top 4 does not change. You have Alabama, Texas A&M, Indiana, and Ohio State University. Now, I'm going to get my grievances out right now. When you look down here and you see that Texas Tech jumps Ole Miss, what did Ole Miss do this weekend? Well, they just beat the Citadel 49-0. Not a huge win because that's what they were supposed to do, right?
Right.
But you have Texas Tech jumps them because of their performance this weekend. If you go to the top 4, we talked about it last night. Texas A&M does not jump Indiana for their poor performance at Penn State. I know, Cody, they won, but why? Like, if you're using one criteria in one spot, you've got to be consistent. And this is why people get so frustrated with this committee. Now, I understand. Does it make that much of a difference? If you look at the playoff committee, Cody, who would Texas A&M have to play if they were at number 2 versus number 3?
At 2, they'd either play what the projections it would either be Texas or Ole Miss. So they'd play the 10 or 7, depending on what that falls to.
But at number 3?
At 3, they're either playing the 11 or the 6.
Which is
right now Miami or Texas Tech. So probably they're in the better bet.
I mean, to me, the committee got that wrong, just like you said. Texas A&M or Texas Tech should not have surpassed Ole Miss.
I'm not upset that they surpassed them. They had a great win.
Yes.
You
play the Citadel, yes. But if you're going to use that criteria there, like you just said, you have to use the other criteria when it comes to Indiana and A&M. A&M played a Missouri team who was ranked and beat them 38-17. You had Indiana play a unranked Penn State team and won by 3.
Yeah. What's your take on this, Cody? Because I see your face over there.
Yes, Cody. A win's a win.
It's eating me up because, trust me, who's one of my favorite coaches in college football?
Lane Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin. I love Coach Lane Kiffin. I think he does a fantastic job with the offense and coaching. He is a much better coach than he was 5-10 years ago.
Yeah.
But and don't nothing wrong, nothing upset with Ole Miss and what they're doing. They're winning ball games, right?
Absolutely. But they're winning big.
But hold on, who have they played in the top 10 of the college football rankings and beat?
Not beat. They
Okay,
their only loss comes
okay,
to Georgia.
okay. So they've not beat anybody. Who did Texas Tech beat this last week?
They beat a BYU team.
They beat a BYU team handily.
Yes.
So a top 10 team.
That the time has the same record as.
But it doesn't matter. But in the criteria of what they had saw BYU as the 6th seed. So they beat what they thought was the 6th seed. So yes.
Well, let me ask you this then: if you put Ole Miss and Texas Tech on a neutral site, who's favored to win right now?
Right now?
Right now, if who would Vegas be choosing to win this game between Ole Miss and Texas Tech?
I wouldn't. I don't care. I don't care what the over under is. It could set the over under could be set at 200. I'd take the over every day. Neither one of them has a defense that can stop anybody.
But time out here. Let's go back. Ole Miss beat an LSU team.
Not in top 25.
They were number 4 at the
They
time.
were number 4 at the time. Ole Miss beat Oklahoma. They're sitting at number 11.
Number 11.
Okay.
So there's 2 to Texas Tech's 1.
But only one
But
that is in the college
understand
football
that.
ranking.
I understand that.
Technically, Texas Tech doesn't have a top 10 win either.
In the
outside-
ranking?
As of right now.
But
In
the
the top
initial
12.
ranking.
Okay,
But the initial ranking here was LSU was number 4.
Not
But
in college football.
but it doesn't matter. You want to
Two different
do this.
polls.
All right, let's look at Texas Tech real quick. Y'all go ahead and continue to talk because to me personally,
So while Tyler is looking this up, we want to take a moment and put a pause in the arguing because this is when it gets really good. We want to thank our veterans. Today is Veterans Day, and we want to say happy veterans to all who are watching out there who are veterans. Tyler here proudly served this country for 7 years. He was at Fort Stewart in Hinesville, Georgia. He also served 9 months in Afghanistan and did various tours in other countries as well. So we do appreciate Tyler and all of our veterans who are out there. Now, Tyler.
and a happy birthday to our brother Daryl.
Happy birthday to Daryl.
So Texas Tech beat a Utah, which currently Utah is sitting at what?
Utah
Where they
is
at
at
now?
number 13.
A really good team. Go
Which,
ahead. Keep
which
going.
they were 16 at the time,
Okay, that's fine.
and they beat a number 7 BYU,
Who's at now number 12?
who's at number 12. So
But in the college, in the committee's
I get
eyes,
that.
in the
I get
committee's
that.
eyes, they considered BYU and their record and their stance as the 6th seed opening up.
yeah,
With their body of work, they felt that they were already better than Ole Miss. So the winner of that game, no matter what, was going to be ahead of Ole Miss. So it's not really a surprise to me.
But the body of work, then, like I said, what about Indiana and Texas A&M? I know we talked about it yesterday a little bit.
But once again, they both went out. They both won. It doesn't matter. Style points. You can look all day. They're saying style points don't
You
matter.
can't sit here and say out of one breath, well, it depends on who you win, and then out of the other breath, well, it's they're winning. That you can't do that. You can't play double standards like my wife.
But did Indiana or Texas A&M, either one of them, play a top 25 team?
A&M did. They beat Missouri at Missouri.
What
Which
was
is-
what were they?
22.
22?
22.
Okay. Did they beat somebody in the top 12? No. Who did Indiana play? They played
Penn
Penn
State, who's not even ranked.
You're right. You're right.
But if, like I said, if you're going to use that measure it the same way all the way through.
But Texas Tech, what were they last week? They were 7, right? Ole Miss was 8. So they didn't jump them.
No, Ole Miss was.
Ole
They
Miss
went
was-
down. They were number 6. It went Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss.
Yeah, it went Georgia Ole Miss.
At 7 was BYU,
Yeah.
and at 8 was Texas Tech. And they beat them pretty handily with a backup quarterback, which is scary.
Who?
Texas Tech.
Yeah.
So,
I get it why they did it. Yes. because if you look at it now, the college playoff committee is going from their top 12, who was in it, 7 got beat by 8, or 7 got beat by what? 8? Was that the time?
7 got beat by 8.
So they just moved them ahead because if Ole Miss would have played, let's say Ole Miss was playing Oklahoma last week and they beat them, by 7,
Or Texas.
Or Texas. So vice versa. I mean, they're not moving. They could potentially jump Georgia at that point because they beat a top 12 in the college playoff committee.
It matters. I'm telling you, it matters.
So it matters. So I kind of get why they do it, but it's very frustrating for fans out there that are thinking the same way we are, is that they did this here, but why didn't they do this here? Because they beat A&M beat a ranked team. Why didn't they jump Indiana, who struggled against a consecutive 4-loss Penn State team? So, I mean, I get it, but I don't understand it. This is all.
All right, so let's look at this because I talked about Notre Dame. Notre Dame loses the first 2 games of the season. You heard after those 2 games, Notre Dame is out. There's no way they can get in. They can even win out. Here we are, week 12, and they're at number 11. Number 9. And they do not. They have beat USC on their schedule. They lose to Miami team. They lose to a Texas A&M team at home. I mean,
and they have a Pitt and a Syracuse and a Stanford left.
And right now, Pitt is they're ranked. They're at number 22.
So there's a potential that Pitt upsets Notre Dame and gets Notre Dame out of there because the next 2 games that Notre Dame plays, a 3-7 Syracuse and a 3-7 Stanford.
It's frustrating that the best Stanford. 2 teams that you play and you lose to, and you're still right there in the mix of the college football, and you've got teams who are sitting there who are better. Like you look at a Vanderbilt team who has struggled as of late. Miami is below them. They've got the same record, and Miami beat them. Same thing with Louisville. Louisville's all the way down at 20, and yet Miami is sitting in front of them with the same record, and Louisville has a head-to-head matchup over them.
Yeah. So the committee's getting the bottom part wrong, I feel like, because Louisville should be ahead of Miami. And if I'm not mistaken, Georgia Tech should be ahead.
Georgia Tech's at number 16, but
I think they should probably be
at 8-1.
I
can pull up the ACC very quickly. Give me just a second.
I thought you already had it.
No, I got it up right here.
Standings.
In the standings, you have. Why did it do that? Georgia Tech's at number 1. Virginia is at number 2. Pitt, SMU, Duke, Louisville, and then Miami is sitting way down there at the bottom.
I'm not sure why.
The middle way.
I'm not sure why this is on ESPN. It's the playoff projections. But they've got Miami at 15. The reason the reason why Miami is,
and they're ahead of Georgia Tech.
Yeah, here's the thing, and this is what we're talking about. Miami doesn't have a path to the ACC championship game right now.
No.
I mean,
they beat Notre Dame, they beat Bethune, they beat South Florida, Florida State. They get beat by Louisville. They beat Miami or Stanford. They beat SMU. They beat Syracuse.
So for them to even go,
so SMU beat.
SMU would have to lose another one. Louisville would have to lose another one. No, SMU would have to lose 2. Louisville would have to lose another one, and Georgia Tech would have to lose.
Miami's just the highest ranked college football playoff rankings in their conference.
I understand.
That's what this is going off of, not necessarily the conference. So they may not even be in.
Well, let's look at the ACC in general, because they're putting them in at 15, and they're expecting them to win the ACC championship game when they've got a very long road to get to the SEC championship game. Because that's the only way they get in at 15 is if they win the ACC championship game.
I think, as far as I know, that's the way it has to go.
I mean, it's hard for me to think that Miami gets in I don't foresee them going in. They got to play NC State 5-4. They play Virginia Tech, which is 3-6, and then they play Pitt at the end of the year. Pitt could have a lot of games that are just upsetting. One against Notre Dame.
It wouldn't be upsetting. They're 7-2.
I'm talking about as of right now how the rankings are with Pitt at number 22. If they upset Notre Dame and then come in at the end of the year and they play Georgia Tech, they have a 3-game stretch of teams that could potentially be in the college football playoffs with Notre Dame, with Georgia Tech, and with Miami. If they take 2 or 3, let's say they beat Notre Dame and they beat Miami, those 2 teams are out. You don't put an independent team in the college football playoffs because they have a conference to play in. There's no way for them to get in. And let's say they beat Notre Dame, beat Georgia Tech, and then here comes Miami. I mean, are they playing that scenario with potentials? I mean, I just don't see Miami getting in to the 12-game playoff sitting right now.
And another thing is like I said, you put you've got South Florida in there. Navy's leading the conference right now at a 5-1 record.
They would
have to play each other in the conference championship. So that it's just
once again, it's just the highest ranking.
I get it.
And they're going off a strength of schedule with South Florida. So, I mean, you got 1, 2, 3. You got 4 teams in the ACC that are tied for first.
Yeah.
In the conference.
And it just seems like nobody wants to win it. Anywho, I want to look at this. Why is it? So when we had the 14 playoffs, we had the semifinal and the final round was all bowl games, and then we went to this format, and then the quarterfinals, semifinals, and championship game is all in bowl games. Why in the world does the quarterfinals not being played at 1 through 4's home sites? Money, exactly. So it doesn't benefit these teams to have a bye, financially to have a bye, and you miss out on home field advantage.
It only benefits you if you play in in your conference championship, which most of them will. I mean,
let me go off this real quick. South Florida plays Navy this weekend, so that could throw a wrench in it too. Let's say Navy ends up beating South Florida. They're at Navy. They're at Annapolis, and they're playing there. And I mean, to me, I think South Florida does beat Navy, but that's probably why they have South Florida in, because they play Navy this weekend.
South Florida has just been very quiet.
Because you also got to remember
them since they beat Miami. Or since Miami beat them, I'm sorry.
And you also have Memphis sitting there 8-2, and you have North Texas sitting at 8-1. So you're kind of sitting there. I guess they're in the same conference.
But Cody, the conference champions are not automatically 1 through 4 anymore.
I know. I know that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying in general. Like, not all of them. Like I said, not all of them might be playing in it. But I assume that they will. At least the current 1 through 4. I mean, if you're going to play in your conference championship, you almost want the first round bye. If you're not, you probably don't want the first round bye, because that's, like, say,
you get another week off.
An additional week off. Yeah, that's a long time. And a lot of upsets happen. A lot of teams who had that first round bye didn't play well.
They struggled. I think, who was it last year? Ohio State.
Was Georgia?
Georgia
had a first round bye, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah, because they beat.
Ohio State did not.
They didn't.
Michigan was the bye.
No,
Alabama played Michigan in the bowl game.
That's right.
You had Ohio.
Was it Indiana?
Yeah, Indiana was in there. Tennessee was in there.
Well, I know they were in the top.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
The Notre Dame and Ohio State, who eventually played in the national championship, did not have a bye. They played all the way through it.
Yeah.
So, well, let's look at this. Is there a possibility that a 10-2 SEC team does not make the college football playoff?
Yes.
Can Vandy win out and not make the college football playoff?
Yes, because you have the American Conference, and you have the ACC Conference.
It depends on if Notre Dame gets beat out. That's really the issue. Notre Dame would be the only one. That's the biggest question mark. So yes, could it happen? Yes, because Notre Dame could be still. They could be.
What about Oklahoma? If they beat Alabama this weekend and win out, I think Alabama is still sitting there in the college football playoffs. What about Oklahoma? Could they be skipped on?
What would their record be?
It would be 10-2.
According to this, yeah. If Notre Dame wins out too, according to this.
Last year was so much easier because you saw 1 through 6 being head and shoulders better than everybody. And then when you go from 7 to 12, you just knew there wasn't much there, right? Notre Dame and Ohio State were 5 and 6 last year. They both had home games to start it off, and they ended up being in the national championship game. But after that, I mean, you look at an SMU, you look at a Clemson. Clemson had the bye because they were the ACC.
Who, last year? No, Clemson played Texas. Tennessee played Ohio State. SMU played Penn. Indiana played Notre Dame. The byes were Oregon, Georgia,
Arizona State,
and Boise State.
So
So I had to
SMU,
pull up.
Clemson, of course Indiana. They went undefeated last year, I believe. No, they did not.
Because they got beat in the conference championship.
But they were, but you could just tell that the first 6 teams there, of course, Ohio State was sitting at number 8. Penn State was at number 6. That's interesting. From top to bottom, you look at 1 through 12 this year, and it is tough. It's hard to sit here and say, yeah, an ACC team should go in. I'm going to have one final question for tonight that I want to discuss, and the only reason I want to discuss this is because I saw it on Crane and Company. If you've never seen Crane and Company, a great podcast that I watch. They also have a platform on YouTube. So the Power 5 conference have its own, like, you know how in basketball they have the, what is it? It's not the March Madness, but it's the NIU.
Not good enough tournament?
Yeah, the one that UTC won last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should they have their own playoff? And if just so happens one of those teams get into the top 12, they go. But because should a 24 really jump in to a spot that someone who's just a better team should be playing?
To me personally, no. Because
I think the only way you should get in is if you're undefeated at that level.
yeah.
But at that point, I think you're up there.
Maybe. I mean, Boise State got up there, but last year. But I think.
But a Cincinnati, when it was just 4 teams, got in.
Cincinnati was good.
So do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, should a 24 or it could possibly even an unranked Power 5 team get in, all because we've got to have a Power 5 team.
Group of 5.
Group of 5, yeah.
Group of 5.
I'm sorry.
I don't think there should be a designation. I think you should earn it. I mean, you play your level of competition. I think you should earn it. It is a college football playoff. It's not a Power 4 college. It's not a Power 4. It's not a Power 4 playoff rankings. It's college football, so it encompasses everybody. So it gives them a chance, but I think you earn that chance by going undefeated and being up there in the top 12. I might be wrong on that opinion, and I may change my mind 100 times from here out, but I think you should have to earn to be in the top 12 and not just given a spot. I mean, I kind of feel the same way about a conference championship a little bit.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, if you look at the ACC with Georgia Tech and Miami and Louisville, just those three alone, and Virginia. I mean, you got those 4 teams right there. I don't know. I mean,
outside of the ACC championship game, who is on the outside looking in the best chance of getting into the college football playoff?
And
now you have,
to me, it's Utah.
Utah's at 13, Vandy's
and
at
Vandy.
14.
Those 2 teams right there.
Miami's at 15, which they've shown that they like Miami regardless of who they've gotten beat by. You have Georgia Tech, USC, Michigan, and Virginia. Who on the outside looking in has the best chance of getting in that you think? I mean,
Utah.
Utah.
Because if I'm looking at Utah. Because it's probably going to be Texas Tech and BYU in the Big 12 conference. So whoever loses that game is not going to be in it, and Utah sneaks in.
they have Baylor, Kansas State, and Kansas left. So I could see them running the rest of the table and doing what they're needing to do.
I don't think the Big Ten puts in 4 teams.
I think USC has the best chance.
I don't.
USC still has to play Iowa this weekend. They have to play Oregon, and they play UCLA. Well, I understand they could get beat by Oregon in Oregon, but they can beat Oregon in Oregon. Like I just looking at the rest of the schedule, looking at where they're at right now, if you're able to beat an Oregon team, I think you're able to sneak in because that sets you and Oregon at the same record, and which we've already determined that the head-to-head matchup does not really matter to this college football ranking. So, I mean, looking at it like that, I think USC has the greatest chance of sneaking in. Vandy plays Tennessee at the end of the year. Miami, the ACC's garbage. Nobody wants to win that. And they very much likely may not be in the ACC tournament, which I think is going to knock them out either way. Georgia Tech, I believe, I would put Georgia Tech in as the ACC championship if I was picking that game today. So I think USC.
3 weeks, right? We got 3 weeks left?
3 weeks left.
It's going to be a fun 3 weeks.
It is. It's
And,
going to be
and
very
we're already
confusing.
tearing each other's head off.
Yeah.
We're only in the second week of the College Football Selection Committee, and we are fighting like cats and dogs. And I love it. I love it. This is what I was expecting.
Come this time of the year, yes.
So, guys, thank you so much for watching. Once again, veterans, thank you so much for your service. We love this country, and we love you guys for serving and protecting our rights and our freedoms that we have at home. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give us a like. Give us a comment.
Keep going.
Give us a like. Give us a comment. Let us know whether you agree with us or disagree with us. And maybe we'll get some of these heated debates in the comment section. But, guys, it's been a great night. It's been fun.
Yep.
We hope you'll have a great night. And as always, it's always Saturday on Honest Line. Have a good one.